Welcome to another episode of the We Call Game podcast. I am your host, Joshua_Vino, and I'm here with my two guests.
Joseph Carpe Diem, putting in work from the AM to the PM, as you do.
And Richard, who don't want to speak right now. He's on production and that. But let's begin this week. It's Crip City in LA. Like I said in week one, James Harden has gone to the Clippers. Another thing I got right. What we saying? He says, he's come out and said, I'm not a system player, I'm the system. After leaving Philadelphia. I have my thoughts. I'll let Joseph spew first. I'll let you hate first before I just debunk everything you're about to say. But go on.
Cool.
What do you have to say about James Harden?
Personally, I don't want to be hearing that stuff. James Harden, up until now, you're known to be a notorious flameout in the playoffs. What we want to hear is, I'm happy to be in LA. I'm ready to do whatever Ty Lue asks me, but you can't be out here all arrogant because your resume is not that, and you're going to LA to play with two players that are better than you. So at least show some deference, in my opinion.
You finished?
I'm done.
Okay. Did you watch the whole press conference?
Yes.
Oh, so then why did you leave out the fact that he did say that he's willing, that he just wants to win and he's willing to do whatever it takes?
Because you saying I'm not a system player, I'm the system.
Okay, cool.
Sounds contrary to that.
You don't need to speak no more. I'll let you speak. All right, let me expand on this James Harden thing. I'm not going to be that harsh on man because I think what he was trying to say without actually saying it is. So you watched the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
How much money did he say he missed out on?
So like, was it 30 million?
So it's 26 million. So he franchise come up to him and been like, "Hey James, if you don't sign on now, we're gonna sign you to an extension. We're gonna make the team better, sign this person, that person. We need you to play a lesser role and stuff, fit in with the team, and then we're gonna re-sign you." So obviously, they've said that James Harden's done that. That's why I was talking about roles and stuff like that. So they've asked him to play a lesser role. What that looks like is, okay, man's gone from 29, 30 points per game to, you're saying he's not the same player, what, 22 points and leading the league in assists, 22 and 10, right? I'm changing his role. What the owners asked him to do, right? Now you got all the media saying, James Harden's not that anymore. James Harden's not that anymore. When they don't understand that I've been told to not play like that. I've been told to do this now. And this is what this looks like, 22 and 10. Now, when the time comes to re-sign man to an extension, you lot don't want to give me the max you promised me. When I done exactly what you lot told me to do. And now I'm the bad guy? That's all I'll say about that. So I don't actually blame James Harden for leaving, because if that happens to me, I'm gone. You lot can sign me to the max and then trade me if you don't want me. But now you're not. I gave up 26 mil, and now I'm not getting the max that you said you were gonna give me when I took less money. I could have taken that money and you lot could have got 30 points, James, and then seen how that goes. And then I can enter free agency and then whatever. But I took less money so you can add to the team. It didn't pan out the way you lot wanted it to. And now everyone's crying to me saying I'm the bad guy. But Spaz Joe, innit?
So so if James Harden was averaging 30 points, how does that affect Joel Embiid, their franchise player? That's my question. I'm not here to spaz. So you're saying James Harden has taken a lesser role at the instructions of Daryl Morey. Yes, cool. But if James Harden was averaging 30 points, or we were getting Houston James Harden in Philly at the expense of Joel Embiid, how does that affect the team dynamic?
They traded for him. They have to work that out. They traded for. Don't tell me to play a lesser role. I do that. I still lead the league in assists and give you 20 points because we don't win the championship. And there's all the media saying, "Oh, he's not the same player," and that you then turn around and say to me that I'm not the same player when I did what you asked me to do. He's probably thinking, I don't even mind the media and that saying all of that, but you.
Daryl Morey.
Pay me.
It's supposed to be my
You
guy.
said you're. I was with you in Houston. So, I said I thought James Harden going to the Clippers would be a good move anyway for them in terms of their depth. After seeing them play the Lakers this week, which I thought they'd win, I was surprised that they didn't win. They were up by 19 in the first.
It was a good game though.
It was a good game. They were up by 19 in the first quarter, and I need you to explain to me how the greatest closer ever, loses when they're
That's the game
up
that was meant to get in
19
2019.
against a 43-year-old.
Who's the greatest closer ever?
Kawhi Leonard.
Who says that?
Anyway.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Who has?
Anyway, I think James Harden will help them.
This guy.
There was a lot of isolation ball. There was a lot of
with the facilitating and stuff.
Yeah, they got stagnant after a while, and then even when they got hot again, it was because Paul George made a couple shots.
Oh, he
Then
made like
Kawhi-
20 in the fourth.
Yeah, Paul George went crazy in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Full bag on display. Everything, the Chanel bag,
He
the
might have-
Louis bag, all of them.
He might have the deepest bag.
One of.
Yeah,
He's like
yeah.
6'9" Kyrie, but because he has bad games in the playoffs, we want to forget that, innit? We don't want to look at skill, but Paul George is a very skilled player. But I think
Yeah, like in terms of skill, I'd say he's probably like
He's up there.
top 5.
I don't know. I think they're gonna start all 4 of them at one time with Zubac. I don't know how they're gonna defend any team with a good centre.
Bench, I'm not gonna lie.
I don't think Russ is going to come off the bench because I think you can't spend the whole summer saying, we're going to let Russ be Russ. Russ going to be Russ. Russ going to be Russ. We love Russ. And then Russ has to go on the bench again.
Nah,
For who?
But
For James Harden.
the starting,
not for
the
James
starting 5
Harden.
would be James Harden, Paul George, Kawhi, PJ Tucker, then Big Z.
I mean, if Russ comes off the bench, then he can't be scapegoated.
He was still scapegoated at the Lakers. That's again.
Rumor has it him and Bron were beefing.
Probably they didn't shake hands before the game and that. But I don't want to look into all of that. Probably they do the same stuff on the court, but LeBron's better at it than you, Russ. But I think the Clippers now have a chance to maybe
They're not doing anything.
make it to the Western Conference Finals. Like, look, you never know. You can't in one breath say before we're on air talk about all Kawhi needs is to be available. Look, he's been available at the start of this. He's even played a back-to-back to play the Laker game. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. If he's healthy this season, if Paul George is healthy, if James Harden's healthy, and Russell Westbrook will be healthy, why not? If my man's who you say you were just a minute ago saying he's better than LeBron James. He's better than LeBron James.
Oh my God.
Right now at 38, was he not saying he would take him over LeBron James at 38?
I'm saying yes, a healthy.
Exactly. So if you put this much pressure on LeBron James at 38, so if a healthy Kawhi Leonard is healthy the whole season, has Paul George, James Harden, and Russell Westbrook on his team, should we not be talking about maybe winning a championship?
You know what? Health is the thing that I'm worried about the most. Health and now chemistry. Now they've added James, but chemistry, I'm more worried about health. I do think if the Clippers could, they're not, man. If they're healthy, Western Conference Final at best. But someone's gonna get injured in the playoffs. I know it.
All right, man. Don't want to take up for your boys. I don't want to hear nothing about this Kawhi Leonard. I've given you the opportunity to to say with your chest, to put some expectations on, man. If healthy, Western Conference Finals with 2 MVPs on his team and an 8-time All-Star who's made All-NBA and was third in the MVP voting once. He has all that on his team. He's the Cyclones. He's the cornrow killer. And we can't say he's going to win a championship with all of that on his team. With the best coach in the NBA in Ty Lue.
Don't be frowning. Don't be frowning. Ty Lue's a cold coach.
But no, we don't want to put no expectations on this guy. But then we're going to say he's just better than... But then LeBron James is 39 and he's playing with Reeves and D'Angelo Russell and AD, who's equally not healthy. But then if he doesn't win a championship, we're going to go, oh yeah, you're dead. You're not better than Michael. It's... Anyway.
We're not...
let's move on. Let's move on, man.
There's no
pressure
on LeBron to win a championship this year, though.
Let's move on, man. There's no pressure on Kawhi either, apparently.
There isn't.
There's none. Yeah, exactly. There's no expectations. There's no nothing. We could just allow Kawhi to exist with no expectations of anything. But he's a 2-time Finals MVP and all of this stuff.
Is that a lie?
He's a 1.5 time
Oh my God.
Finals MVP. Anyway, flipping. I said last week Shet Holmgren 20-piece, Wemby 30-piece, right?
Yeah.
What did I get? Got a 24-piece nugget
38.
box, nugget meal, 38 wings with Wemby. I might, man. Come on, give man his due. Yeah. I'm calling that for what? Their second week in the NBA. And I'm going to conclude. You know what I think this is? I think this is a classic. I've seen enough of both players. I think Shet Holmgren is going to be an all-star, really good player. Let me give this analogy. Shet Holmgren will be Carmelo Anthony, and he won't be LeBron James, but yeah, Wemby is going to be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, of course.
Fam,
The stuff he's doing is crazy.
Once they clock how to routinely do that thing they keep doing with lob up out here, whoop. They can't stop it now. He's 21?
No, this guy's 19.
Oh, he's 19. It's even worse. So he's 19. Physically, this is the worst he is going to be. Do you get?
Yeah.
And already, if he jumps up in the air, just toops it.
Yeah,
if
have
they
you
just
seen that picture where he's shooting and KD's trying to guard
yeah.
him?
He did one thing in the second game against the Suns. And the funny thing is that the games against the Suns were weird because the first one, the Suns were winning wire to wire and then threw it away. And then the second one, you would think because they beat you the other day, there'd be a bit more effort, and they had Devin Booker there, and they came out so flat.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Like they didn't want to. So that kind of tells me either. I hope not, because I said if they make the NBA Finals, but that kind of tells me a man feeling themselves a bit too much. Do you think you can just turn up and then? And Bradley Beal, you're still not here. We didn't sign up for this. Richard, did we sign up for this?
No,
we didn't, you know.
We didn't.
I know it's only week 2, but we didn't sign up for this. We wanted to see Bradley Beal by now.
Yeah.
Where everyone's saying indefinitely about the back. This is seeming weird, man. If he's not here look, if they haven't played together 10 times by the All-Star game, I'm done. I'm done. I'm out. But the game, getting back to Wemby, there was a point, where he got the ball, did a forward dribble, ran to the, and then free.
Yeah, free.
Yeah, I saw that.
It one motion. It was like a giraffe. The stride he took was took him from inside his side of the court all the way to near the 3-point line.
Even in the first game where KD scored the jumper on him from the baseline, next play, Wemby's got the ball 3-point line, ripped it past KD and just dunked it. I said, yo, he is mad.
There was a play where he got the ball back to basket, span round, went underneath.
Yeah.
I was like, you can't do anything. Like, he's 7'4". it's long. It's long. Once
But did you hear what Shaq said? That
I don't want to pay attention to that.
Or saying,
I don't want to.
saying
Oh,
Bobo.
well, but
yeah,
yeah.
saying, whoa.
And I'm sure. Look, Bobo's a talented guy, but at the end of the day, in the same match, he's getting a DMP. The same game we're talking about, he's getting a DMP. You know, like man's watching Wemby do. Like man can't even get minutes on the court. So until man's getting minutes on the court, and it's not just a Phoenix Sun thing. He weren't getting minutes at Denver. They were saying you're too slender. So it's like until we actually see it, we can't just be seeing clips of Bobo in the gym and the odd clip when he plays 5 minutes, he can do it, and then like, yeah, it's all well and good, but it's just like, let's not hate on this Wemby thing. I think they're just trying to do it because he's French.
Nah, to
He's
be
not
fair,
American.
with Bobo, he's cool with Shaq's son, innit? So that's slightly why.
Oh, okay, it's a family thing.
Yeah.
Ah, I get it. That's cute, innit, Shaq? But fam, forget all that. You need to get on the Wemby train. Man's a Hall of Fame already. He's top 75 already. I'm already like, look. By the end of the season, I'm gonna be saying he's better than a few man. Like, he'd be better than Pau Gasol for sure.
Nah, he might make All-Star. I'm not gonna lie. Like, if he continues this, like, he might make All-Star.
I mean, yeah, you can say he's better than Pau Gasol. He's already the guy.
And then, I was just amazed at like the fact that he was doing this as well, and you had that Vassal guy as well, who's played
Yeah,
well
Vassell,
every time I see the San Antonio Spurs, he plays well. I think them years where we weren't watching them, where they weren't doing anything, he must have been, because apparently he's got a max or something. He must have been putting in work. You get like someone had to be averaging 20, and then Chet Holmgren, he scored 24 as well in a loss to the Warriors.
Oh yeah, there was no Shea, so obviously
There was no Shea as well.
Yeah,
There was
so he had to
no
take over.
there was no Shea.
But even though Steph,
He
scored
still
that
only
game-
took 9 shots, and made 7,
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
and got to the free throw line a bit. I think I just think the difference with him is I think he's a unicorn as well. He can do stuff that you shouldn't be able to do at his height, but he's more of a.
Because he's more conventional.
That's the word I'm looking for. He's more conventional. He can just fit in. The fact that most games I see him, he's taking only like 9, 11 shots, and
Yeah.
he's still getting like 16 points. He's really efficient.
Yeah.
He's really good on defense and stuff like that.
There was that play that Wemby cooked him though.
Oh, what in the preseason?
I think.
They ain't played yet. They ain't
yeah,
played a
probably
real
was
game yet.
preseason.
Yeah, it was
yeah.
preseason.
It was very preseason.
Yeah, but Wemby's just he's gonna do that to a lot of guys. Do you see that play against Miami where he dunked on Thomas Bryant, and he was like, oh shit, and Thomas Bryant was like, oh shit, bro, Wemby's here, he's arrived.
What do you guys think of the in-season tournament?
Oh, the NBA FA Cup. We lost last night. Oh my! Just when I thought, because we beat the Clippers and we won a game, I thought we wouldn't win. That I'd come in on a high. We played so. You watch your team, and it's like what I said about the Suns Spurs, when it's just like, I know you lot aren't giving effort, and that's why you're down 20. Like, they're getting every rebound, they're beating you to the 50-50s. Like, you're not closing out. Like, Orlando were up 16 at halftime. Like, I'm going to sleep. Like, what do you think this is? Like, I know what's gonna happen. They ain't no comeback. Like, nah, this ain't Staples. You're in Disneyland. Like, it's over, mentally and physically. I thought the OKC Warriors game was good. Shout out to the Golden State Warriors. Like already 5 games in. At the start of the season, I thought it might be on a pretender thing. Nah, they're back. Could see it already. Like, I've always enjoyed the way they play basketball, but I'm really liking the impact Chris Poole is having on the team.
He's not scoring, but he's diming up.
Exactly,
like,
just
the guy's
finding
got one
open
point,
people, doing smart things, just making people around him better. He's only had 6 turnovers in 6 games, something like
There
that.
was even a play that I saw. Do you know the game where Clay scored his game winner?
Yeah.
He must have called something for Steph, and then from that happening, Steph got like
created
3.
space for
Yeah,
Clay, innit?
yeah. So like, he must have screened Steph, then him screening Steph, swapped the ISO.
And you know what dynamic I'm liking as well? Because they didn't like each other before. I'm liking the Draymond Green, Chris Paul dynamic. I'm liking it, bro. That's some real... It's like, yeah. I'm a dickhead, you're a dickhead. Yeah, let's get it. Fam, let's get it, bro.
And I think as well, where Steph plays more off ball anyway, him playing off ball with CP3 with the ball in his hands more time is perfect for them. So
It's funny, Draymond Green came out, it was like, yeah, the locker room's different and stuff like that. Like, I don't know what it was last year, but like, yeah, everything feels a whole lot more united. Like, it's just like, says the person that punched
Like
his
Jordan.
teammate in the face.
yeah, Jordan.
But
Poole's
what I will say is that their first, I think it was their first 8 road games. Golden State last year, they were 0-8. They've already won 4 this season. So that already tells you they're a bit more united. Like that's what's funny. It's like we can all say Draymond Green punched Jordan Poole in the face. I've watched the video. Did anyone try and stop Draymond punching Jordan Poole in the face? Who subsequently left? And who subsequently... And that's the thing. I'm not one to just look at a record and say you're doing BS. But it's like I'm actually seeing what Jordan Poole is doing in Washington. It's like you're not... It's like, fam, you're just trying to get highlights. There was a play on the fast break.
Oh, yeah, you saw that. Where he took a free.
You turned around trying to dribble on Porzingis' shot, then he's blocked you and stuff. It's like, and I didn't like already when he said, my legacy set, I've won a championship. And this is why I talk about ring culture, because it's like, okay, you did win a championship.
But he wasn't the main guy.
It's not even, you wasn't the main guy, but it's like, all right, cool. So you've won a championship, right? So let's say the rest of your career, like you never make make the playoffs. Are you a winner?
No. Yeah, Jordan Poole is, that's a bit crazy.
This is what I'm saying. It's like, so then what? If Chris Paul never wins a championship, but then what? He's not a winner who's elevated every team he's been on, but just hasn't been on the best team. But then what? Jordan Poole is?
Nah, but it's Jordan Poole though. But with Chris Paul, we can be like, okay, cool.
I'll go one further. All right, who's more of a winner? Robert Horry or Chris Paul?
CP.
It's CP. CP's going to be ranked.
That's not what I said. Who's more of a winner? I didn't say who's going to be ranked higher. I said who's more of a winner.
Like in terms of
someone has 7 championships, and I'm not discrediting his role to those championships, because Robert Horry played a big role in those. But what, you've got a player who won 7 championships as a role player on 3 different teams, as to someone who's primarily their whole career had to be the best player on their team. Those teams have never been trash. They've always made the playoffs, always been a high seed. Like, look at those New Orleans. He had, David West, Peja Stojakovic.
Yeah, I swear he was top 3 in
MVP in 2008.
In 2008, he had a shot for the MVP that year.
So, I'm not saying neither. I'm just saying, innit? So Jordan Poole, you're out here saying, yeah, just because I won a championship at Golden State, well, I'm a winner. My legacy's set. Bruv, your legacy is what? Your legacy starts now, bro. Who's Jordan Poole? And if it's the person who's, 1-5 on the Wizards, still averaging 19 a game, so that's 1 less than what you were averaging as a role player in Golden State, that was meant to go up 25.
Yeah.
You're meant to be in the most improved player shout. Like you were moving like the way you were moving was like. Remember when James Harden was at OKC?
Yeah. And then as
He
soon as
weren't
got
even
to
moving
Houston-
away. But what happened when he went to Houston? No one had to wait.
Yeah, it was
So 25, 30.
MVP.
yeah.
It's like when you move like that on a great team, and clearly you were moving like that because they traded you for Chris Paul. Like what? Golden State are just gonna trade a 20-point scorer off the bench. They know you're talented.
There was
But-
something there.
Would you say Jordan Poole was being elevated by the Golden State system? So now that he's not in Golden State,
No, I'm not gonna diminish him. Like what I'm saying is that their Golden State want to maximize their franchise players' primes. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond, that core. I don't think, unless something weird happens this summer, I don't think they're gonna ever actively do anything to break up that core.
Clay might
That-
leave though.
Huh?
Nah,
That's what I'm saying. I hope that doesn't happen. But I kind of think it will be a thing where like them three will quote unquote that thing will die on the court. Like
Yeah.
it will be clear when it will be broken up when they say so. I don't think the organization's going to do that. So they have to win now. They've got a 20-point scorer on the bench. Now they're thinking if that 20-point scorer isn't playing, doesn't have an attitude conducive to winning in that system now, and maybe that 20-point scorer wants to do other things, maybe you're not as valuable to us. So I think they always knew he was talented, but it's just like, okay, let's get a Chris Paul hungry to win a championship, needs to win it, will play a role, will make other people, elevate other people like Kuminga, Moody and all that. Get our shooters in open shots, get easier shots. Now we have two playmakers, Draymond and Chris Paul, to get easier shots for Klay and Steph. Just elevates the whole team more than necessarily just seeing 20 points on the bench from Jordan Poole.
good observation from you.
So would you
I
say?
always have good observations. Like, what are we talking about? Come on,
So
I
would
watch
you
the
say
game.
CP3?
I watch in it. Get me. I'm outside.
So would you say CP3 is more impactful than Jordan Poole?
100%.
On the Warriors.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't be a thing where if we traded CP3 onto the Wizards, he'd be more impactful than you, Jordan Poole. But it's even looking like that would happen the way you're playing. Because we saw what Chris Paul did when he went to OKC.
Yeah,
That
he
was meant to
elevated
end
Shea.
his career.
Yeah.
They sent him to Siberia, you know. They said, yeah, that's a trade. Get you out of there. You're not meant to do nothing there.
No, Chris Paul has always been a very impactful player. We can't deny that.
Fam, he elevated Shea.
He elevated the Clippers. He elevated New Orleans. He's been a very impactful player everywhere he's been.
But in the ring culture, if he doesn't win a chip at Golden State, which he's not the favorite to do, I'd like to see it. But he's not the favorite to do. What? He's a loser?
Nah, he's not a loser. He's just not everyone
It's a
can win a chip.
philosophical question. Innit?
Not everyone can win a chip.
I'm being them Greek man them and that Papadopoulos and that. You get it? I'm being that today. That's a question. Who's more of a winner, Robert Horry or Chris Paul?
I'm going CP.
No, it's CP. Robert Horry was as fortunate to be part of dynastic teams.
Yes, but I'm not. Yeah, your roster does play a part, and some players aren't fortunate enough to play in great teams like that. But Robert Horry did his thing on those teams.
Oh yeah, of course. But he's not more of a.
Houston made big shots. To Lakers made big shots. Spurs made big shots. For all of those Hall of Fame teammates will say, they even say you should be a Hall of Famer. But that's why I made the comparison, because it's like that's maybe like, I'd say him and Dennis Rodman are probably like your ultimate role players.
But with Dennis Rodman, he's an all-time defender though.
Yeah. Like Draymond. I'd say Draymond falls in that category as well. When people look back in 20 years and they see the numbers, they just look at stats, they're going to be like, what? Draymond went from 15 to averaging what? 9, and you're not going to know.
I know this is controversial. I think you've had this conversation before. Would you class Scottie Pippen as a role player? Because I would.
No,
He's a number 2.
he was a number 2. He was a number 2. He weren't a role player.
The way I look at it is either you're alpha, or you're either the alpha on the team or you're the role
You're
player.
just talking some
yeah.
superhero shit.
Not
man.
superhero.
You've even made me cuss. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
So wait, so
bruv, you're either an alpha or like, fam, you don't know these people at the end of the day. Like,
No,
and we don't know what the team scheme is at the end of the day. And I think this stuff is stupid at the end of the day, because it's like, if LeBron James knows that the way I maximize Kyrie is that Kyrie is a killer, and sometimes I can just go, all right, look, man, he's just gonna 6 possessions, it's just going to him, and the last 3 minutes of the game, it's him. And that helps us win. What? Oh, I'm the alpha and he's the bait. It's like, bro,
no, it's
miss
not.
me with all that.
It's
Miss
not
me
even
with all that
it's not even
foolishness,
like
man.
that. It's not even like that.
It's foolishness.
It's not even like that. It's just.
It's foolishness. That's where it is. That's where it's like.
It's not like that. So in Denver, Jokic is clearly the alpha, and everyone else plays a role.
Bruv, they don't beat the Lakers if Jamal Murray isn't going crazy in all 4 games, getting plus 30. This is what I'm saying. That's why, like, Jokic, yeah, he's doing his thing. But yeah, the funny thing is, he was doing his thing in 2020 when we played them.
Yeah, they still lost.
But until you get someone else there, it's just like, all right, now I have to do my thing as well. The games against the Lakers, I remember, I think it was game 1 and 3 in particular. The whole first half, Jamal Murray is going crazy, keeping them in. And then the Jokic onslaught came later on, where it's just like, it's, oh my God, damn, he's got 29, 11, and 14, just like that. And he's not stopping. It's like, you can't, because you're not the name that the NBA tells us to promote, then what, you're a role player. So what, Chris Middleton's a role player?
Yes.
Yes, but then the season he's injured, can Giannis win the chip? When they won the chip, what was Chris Middleton doing in the fourth quarters of games?
Yeah,
he was closing. The years he's injured, what's happened? They've had to get what?
They had to get Dame.
Dame. To do what? Close. Is Dame going to be a role player? Yes.
Yes,
It's like, bruv, miss me with this foolishness, bruv. It's dumb. Stupid.
So wait, just because
It's stupid. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't actually make sense. Bring up Michael Jordan's box score for Game 6 against Seattle, 96. You're up 3-0. They've pulled back 2 games. You have a stinker in Game 6. Who's doing what? Scottie Pippen. But because Michael Jordan gets finals, he's a role player. It's like, miss me with all of that, bruv. It's stupid. It's a team game. Yes, we know at the end of the day, yes, there is a best player on the team. Yes, there is. But look, often there's schemes. There's a closer. There's a guy that does this for this amount of time in the game. There's 1 A's, there's 1 B's. It's not as simple as, yeah, this guy is the bus driver and this guy isn't.
No, man.
So what? Steph Curry was a role player.
No.
Why not? Kevin Durant was clearly the best player on the best player on those Warriors teams. He won MVP. No? So Steph Curry is clearly a role player. With Klay Thompson and all that. Because there's alphas and then there's betas and then...
That's not what I'm saying.
That is what you were saying.
No.
That is what you were saying.
Steph
That is what you were saying.
Steph Curry is a former MVP. KD has gone to Golden State. And the system kind of revolves.
So Dwayne Wade was a role player.
For
on the Heat?
For the Heat ones, yes.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, for the Heat ones, I'm saying that.
You just believe in superheroes.
When it was a debate as to who was the alpha.
I can't debate with
Wait,
this.
let me
CTE, bro. I can't debate with this. This is